The scorching twin suns of Athala blazed overhead as the interspecies cadets stood in formation, their armored boots pressing into the glassy desert floor. They had come from all corners of the galaxy to attend the prestigious Zenthari Field. Survival Academy, a training ground where only the elite survived the brutal tests of environment, combat, and wit. Among them, one figure stood out not because of height, strength, or glowing alien features, but because she lacked all armor, exhaustion, or even a protective visor. She wore nothing but a thin, desert-ready utility suit, and her own human flesh exposed to the sun and wind. Her name, Cadet Tara Lynn, her species. Human, her crime. She brought no tools. The other cadets whispered in their native tongues, chittering, hissing, vocalizing through resonant sacs. And then came the laughter, deep, echoing, and cruel. The primitive came with no extractor, no synthesizer, no ignition baton. She died before nightfall. The desert eats flesh. No claws, no scales, no chance. The instructor, a towering crab-born named Gorlaktan, raised his obsidian staff and spoke in booming galactic standard. Task: survive 24 hours with only what you carry. Build fire. Cook sustenance. Send signal flare by sundown. Those who fail will be retrieved in disgrace. Gorlaktan's glare settled briefly on Terra. Begin. The cadets scattered. Some activated plasma tools to slice open cactus beasts. Others deployed microforges and extraction drones. One even used his symbiotic tail creature to siphon minerals from a boulder. Terra simply knelt. She dug her bare hands into the blistering sand. Her fingers bled from the sharp silica and embedded crystals. She said nothing, just sifted hours. Past Dot and Insatoid cadet buzzed overhead, mocking. Still playing in the dirt, Deathwolder. Why not just pray to your gods? She ignored him. The others thought her broken, hopeless, but she knew better. Humans came from a world of extremes, boiling heat, frozen tundras, acid rain. Earth taught them something few other species learned: how to make dew dot as the sun dipped lower. Shadows stretched like claws across the wasteland. Winds picked up, carrying cutting grains of sand like razors. Some cadets activated shield domes. Others shivered inside temporary shelters. Terra didn't move. Her hands worked faster now. She had found what she needed: a flat slab of black obsidian volcanic glass from a long-dead eruption. Next, she uncovered a patch of iron-rich sand, red and gritty. She piled it neatly. And last, a strand of her own torn shirt, soaked with sweat and blood. The insectoid cadet returned, now irritated. The task was fire, human. Are you weaving a grave cloth? Terra smiled faintly. No, she said. I'm making fire from the bones of your ancestors. She struck the obsidian against a shard of ironstone. Spark. Again. Spark. Once more. Ignition. The cadet stopped mid-dash flight. Flame. Real hot, crackling fire bloomed from the dry fabric. Terra cupped her hands around it like an ancient priestess, invoking forgotten gods. She fed it crushed plant fibers she'd scavenged earlier, coaxing the flame higher. Other cadets gathered, stunned. One whispered, she made fire from sand. No tools, no tech. Another muttered, impossible. Gorlaktan appeared, silent as the dark side of a moon, eyes fixed on the dancing flame. He said nothing, only watched as Terra reached for a sealed ration pod she had buried earlier, cracked it open with a stone, and skewered a protein slab over the fire like a tribal rite. Then, calmly and deliberately, she activated the flare crystal embedded in her wristband. It required heat, and she now had plenty. The crystal pulsed. The skies shimmered. Her beacon blazed upward in brilliant orange. High above the others, only 3 cadets managed to signal before sundown. Terra was first. Gorlaktan finally spoke, his voice low, respectful. From the womb of fire came the first weapon. And today, from a child of Earth, we witnessed that truth once more. He turned to the other cadets. This is the human way. They do not bend the world to their will by force of claw or steel. They understand it. They become it. Silence. The insectoid cadet stepped forward, mandibles twitching. What else can she do with just her hands? Tara stood, dirt under. Her nails, soot on her cheeks, and a fire at her feet. She met his many eyes. Depends, she said. What else do you think can be harvested from sand?